If you wanted to become a millionaire in 2026, the first thing you need to understand is this. You are not chasing a number, you are chasing a level of execution so absurdly high that 7 figures becomes a side effect. I'm Kyle, and this is not going to be a cute save $5 a day lecture. Hitting $1 million in a single year from where you are right now will demand a version of you that most people are not willing to become. It means brutal focus, uncomfortable decisions, and zero tolerance for average effort. In this video, I'll break down exactly how I'd approach it if that was my target for 2026, from mindset, to math, to model, to daily execution. This isn't a guarantee, it's a blueprint. You can treat it like fantasy, or you can treat it like marching orders. First, you start with math, not motivation. $1 million in a year is roughly 83,333 per month, about 19,230 per week, or around 2,740 per day. That number should make you uncomfortable. Good. Most people stop here and say, impossible. You don't. You ask, what business model or vehicle can realistically produce those numbers with extreme focus? A salary job will not do it, even with overtime. A tiny side hustle will not do it. You're now in the world of scalable offers. High-ticket services, performance-based consulting, agency models, digital products with volume, or leveraging capital in a serious way. You are not allowed vague thinking like, I'll just make more. You pick a lane that can mathematically hit those ranges with aggressive traffic, pricing, and conversion, and you commit. No model, no million. Second, you strip your identity down and rebuild it for this goal. Becoming a millionaire in 1 year isn't just working harder, it's operating under a different code. You can't keep the same entertainment habits, the same social circle priorities, the same emotional reactions to discomfort. You start telling yourself, I am the kind of person who treats time like an investor, not a consumer. I am the kind of person who does hard, boring, high-impact work daily, even when no one is watching. I am the kind of person who solves leverage problems, not just busy problems. Then you verify it with action, early mornings or late nights dedicated to building, saying no to distractions that used to get an automatic yes, studying people who actually built 7 figures in short windows and copying principles instead of envying results. You're not playing for approval anymore, you're playing for outcomes. Third, you audit your current money engine: skills, assets, network, audience, and credibility. If you're starting from zero in all of these, your first quarter is not about making $1 million. It's about building the infrastructure that could support it. What can you do that solves painful problems for people or businesses and is worth high fees? What social proof, case studies, or results do you need to be able to charge those fees without sounding delusional? What audience or distribution channels can you plug into social platforms, email lists, partnerships, paid traffic? Who already has access to the customers you want and would trade that access for performance or profit share? You are not asking, how can I sell more random stuff? You are asking, how can I become too valuable to be ignored and attach myself to big flows of money already moving?
Quick pause. If this video is making sense to you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
Fourth, you pick a core offer and make it dangerous. Not 10 offers. One main money printer. If it's high ticket, it needs to deliver an outcome that feels life-changing or business-changing to your ideal client. More revenue, more leads, more time, more status, more certainty. You define the outcome in one aggressive sentence. I help X do Y in Z time without Q. Then you build a delivery system that can scale. Frameworks, templates, processes, maybe a small team, maybe automation. You over-deliver on the first clients to create undeniable proof. You turn those wins into testimonials, case studies, and social proof assets. Your mindset shifts from, I hope someone buys, to anyone who fits this profile and doesn't buy is leaving money on the table. The offer becomes a no-brainer for the right person. Weak, vague offers will not carry you to seven figures in a year. Sharpen the blade. Fifth, you engineer a traffic and conversion machine instead of posting randomly and hoping. You decide where your ideal buyers already live. LinkedIn, YouTube, email lists, industry events, cold email, paid ads, referrals. Then you design a simple but aggressive funnel. Attention, interest, conversation, close. That might look like daily content plus direct outreach, value-first DMs, webinars, strategy calls, or partnerships where others send you warm leads. You set numeric targets: number of leads per day, calls per week, offers made, close rate. If you need 100 clients at 10K each to hit $1 million and you close 20% of calls, you need 500 serious calls in the year, around 10 per week. Now you see what your days must look like. This stops being magical thinking and becomes pipeline thinking. You track it like your life depends on it, because your financial life does. Sixth, you build ruthless time discipline. Millionaire in a year energy doesn't look like scrolling for hours, watching every show, or saying yes to every invitation. You divide your days into needle movers and noise. Needle movers: activities that directly create revenue or build assets, sales calls, content that drives leads, delivery that creates testimonials, partnerships, learning high-leverage skills. Noise: almost everything else. You design a daily schedule where at least 4 to 6 hours are locked for pure, uninterrupted deep work on those needle movers. Phone on airplane mode, notifications off, people around you aware of your mission. You treat your calendar like a contract, not a suggestion. Every time you choose comfort over the plan, you subtract from that million goal. You can't afford another year where your time leaks everywhere and you pretend you're so busy while the bank balance proves otherwise. Seventh, you attack your personal finances like a general securing supply lines. While you're building income aggressively, you also eliminate fragility. That means cutting unnecessary expenses that drain cash and attention, clearing high-interest debt so your new money isn't immediately enslaved, and building a small but real buffer to survive volatility. If you suddenly have a 50K month but your personal lifestyle explodes in parallel, you're not building wealth, you're performing success. The way to walk out of 2026 actually wealthy is simple. Keep your lifestyle as close to your current baseline as possible for as long as possible while your income ramps. You let your accounts get rich before your image does. That difference between what you earn and what you live on is the actual path to 7 figures in net worth, not just screenshots. Eighth, you turn your first wins into leverage, not trophies. If a big month finally arrives, you don't go half celebration, half expansion with no strategy. You ask, how do I use this result to make the next one more predictable and bigger? That might mean hiring a key person to free you from low-value tasks, investing in better systems, buying traffic, or building assets like a serious email list or a flagship product. You treat each milestone as a platform, not a finish line. You document what worked, refine your process, raise your standards, and increase your capacity to handle more volume without burning out. You stop thinking like a hustler trying to hit a lucky month and start thinking like an architect building a machine that can realistically throw off 7 figures, not once, but repeatedly. Ninth, you actively manage your psychology and environment, because this level of push will attack your mind. Doubt, fear, imposter syndrome, comparison, and fatigue will show up hard. You won't feel like it most days, so you engineer support, a small circle of people playing at or above your level, content that fuels strategy instead of distraction, routines that stabilize you: sleep, movement, basic nutrition, mental resets. You limit exposure to people who constantly talk scarcity, complain about money, or mock ambition. That includes friends, family, and creators you follow. You are rewiring your normal. For a year, your default becomes This is what we do now. We build, we sell, we serve, we learn, we adjust. You're not just chasing a million. You're becoming the kind of person for whom big numbers are no longer shocking. 10th, you accept that failure and ugly days are part of the math, not signs to quit. You will launch things that flop, have weeks with no sales, make wrong hires, waste time on bad experiments. Most people take that as proof they're not meant for this. If you want 7 figures in 12 months, you interpret it differently. Every failed attempt is paid data. You ask, what did this teach me about my offer, my audience, my process, and adjust? You shorten feedback loops. Instead of spending 3 months planning, you ship in 3 days, learn for 3 days, and iterate. Your ego cannot be fragile at this level. You detach your self-worth from each outcome and attach your pride to your resilience and speed of adjustment. Millionaires who build fast take punches faster and keep swinging intelligently. 11th, you protect the mission from sabotage, especially your own. That means writing clear rules before you're emotional. For example, I don't make big financial decisions on tilt. I don't chase every new shiny tactic. I don't change my offer every week. I finish what I start before jumping to the next thing. You also decide in advance what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not. Maybe you sacrifice casual nights out, but not your health. Maybe you reduce entertainment, but not time with your kids. Clarity prevents resentment. When temptation shows up, a new distraction, a tempting purchase, an easier path, you hold it up against the rules you wrote when you were clear-headed. If it doesn't serve the million-dollar mission, it waits. You are no longer living reactively. You're executing a campaign. 12th, you convert income into actual wealth as it comes in. Hitting $1 million in revenue is not the same as becoming a millionaire. If your costs, taxes, and lifestyle eat 90% of it, you're just a high-earning broke person. From day one, you act like the CFO of your own life. You set aside tax money, you keep profits separate from operating expenses, and you move a portion into long-term vehicles investments, reserves, assets that grow or throw off cash. You define what being a millionaire means to you. Is it net worth, liquid assets, business valuation? Then you track it. Every big month, you ask, how much of this becomes permanent? The goal is not a one-year flex. The goal is a financial base that changes how you live for the next decade. 13th, you simplify the entire plan into one sentence and one daily scoreboard. If I wanted to become a millionaire in 2026, I'd pick a scalable offer, turn my life into a sales and delivery engine for 12 months, and refuse to break my own rules. Then you ask, what did I do today that directly supports that? Not, how motivated did I feel, but how many offers did I make? How many people did I help? How much value did I create and capture? Your action now is simple. Choose whether this is an interesting idea or an actual mission. If it's a mission, write down your vehicle, your core offer, your income math, and 3 non-negotiable habits you'll start this week. Don't comment, I'm in, and then change nothing. If you truly wanted to become a millionaire in 2026, you wouldn't wait for January. You'd start tonight.
If you stayed until the end, you're clearly serious about improving your finances. Subscribe and help us reach 100K. And before you go, watch this next video. It could be exactly what you need for your financial journey.